Hi, this is Laurent Garnier and you're on Soundhead TV, so keep your head straight and enjoy the ride.
Hi Laurent, how are you?
Hi, good, very good.
You just came back from Prague. How was your last night?
It was amazing, really, really good night. I had a very good night. Every time it's good in there, and yesterday again, lots of people smiling and happy people, dancing to the music. It was good fun, very good fun.
And I have a question regarding your show. How many % of your show is an improvisation, basically?
Everything, we know the tracks will do. We never know in which way we're going to do them, and the way we play them is always very improvised because we can change the size, the length, the intensity. So sometimes it can be more housey, sometimes it can be more dynamic, and I always go with the people and go with the flow. So there's a lot of improvisation in it.
And I saw that you guys basically live next to each other in France.
Yes.
Did you plan this, or is it just by luck?
No. I met Scanex 18 years ago, and we were both living in Paris. And then I moved to the south of France 6 years ago. But Scanex, before I met him, was living in the south. And I met Benjamin when I arrived in the village where I live, because he lives in exactly the same village as me, because his brother sold me the house where I live, and he said to me, my little brother is a very good keyboardist, you should meet him, and they're all musicians in the family. And then I knew his dad as well, and he says, my son is a good keyboardist, you need to meet him. So I met Ben, and then we did like a project together, and then when I saw him play, I just went, what are you doing for the next 5 years? It'd be quite nice if you follow me.
Your career was begun in England, basically, and you lived there for a while. But as you mentioned before, you live in France right now. Why not England? Why you just moved back to where you're from originally?
Because at first I actually went to England because I was working in restaurant business, and to be successful in France you need to speak English, in the restaurant business, and then so I had to go back to France for the army. So I did that for 1 year, and then I went back to England, but when I was at the army in France I met someone in Paris. So I came back for a lady. And now I'm not living with her anymore, because the funny thing is now I'm living with an English girl, but we live in France. But basically I didn't just come back for a woman. The thing is, when I left England, it was summer '88, and I missed the whole explosion of the rave and acid house. And when I came back 1 year after, I really felt like I missed something very strong, and I missed like one really big piece of the puzzle. And I thought, if I'm staying here to see that everything has exploded already, I will never be inside the thing from the beginning. I will always be another piece. And I thought maybe I should go back home and make it a home, do it, because nothing has happened yet at home in France. So maybe I'll be more intelligent to go back home, fight for it, make it happen, at least help the people to make it happen. And this is when I went back to France.
Listen to my groove. This is a flashback. It's time to let yourself go.
I would like to ask you something. There is a video which I saw a couple of times, and it's very funny for us because one of my best friends, they also love it. The flashback video, the video clip. What was the idea behind this? Because it looked like a crazy video. You guys speaking in French in it, and it's different than the stuff which we usually identify with you.
You've got to understand, the guy who did the video is Mr. Oiseau, and he came out with the idea of the scenario because his father had a garage just in front of my house where I was living. So this is how I met him. every morning I was seeing his father, you know, and I bought one car from his dad, and then his father was saying, oh, my son is making video and you should see his work. And I said to him, well, tell him to drop some videotapes in my letterbox, and I'd love to see it. And this is how I met him, you know. I met him through his videos. And we first did a video for Crispy Bacon, but it was much longer than just the Crispy Bacon. We did like a short film, like 13 minutes, and the film was called Nightmare Sandwich, which is really crazy. And then Flashback was the second video we did together. But the idea and the scenario was him.
I read in an interview which made by you 2 years ago that you mentioned that you don't play on any instrument, but you have an interest, if you want to learn something, to play on a keyboard or a piano. Yes. And did you have some progress since that time?
I actually now play a little bit of keyboard with l.b.s, a little bit, and I'm quite happy about it. I always thought, I'm gonna fuck up, I can't do it. And then Ben has always pushed me and says, yeah, do it, you know, do the keys and do some stuff like that. Go on, you know, don't be scared and do it. And now I do it, and it feels very natural. It's quite cool. I mean, I still can't play very much, but at least now I do it. I dare do it. I would really, really love being able to play piano. I would love to, because it's a very versatile instrument. If you play guitar, even though you can, you know, fuck around with the amps and effects and stuff, it's still a guitar. If you play drum, it's a drum. But if you play keyboard, like, you can use a million different keyboards, and you can play strings, you can play so many different, you can even play drums. If you know how to play fast and be on the groove, you can play what you want. So this is why I always said piano is a cool thing. I'd love to play piano.
How we can imagine Laurent Garnier if he's not traveling or if he's not standing behind the desk? What do you do?
What would I do?
Yes, what do you do, or what would you do? Both. I'm asking both.
I would be working in catering. I would be working in restaurant for sure, because this is my real job. You know, when I was 16, I went to catering school, and then I did 2 years of catering school, and then I went to England and I worked for 5 years in restaurants. So this is my job. So I guess I would still do that, because at the end of the day, we're doing the same thing. You know, we offering different things to people. You know, we're serving them. Either you serve them food or you play music to them, but at least you're talking to their sense. And my life is to try to share emotions or things with people, and trying to not have a conversation, but trying to have a relationship with them through other things than words. So I use music, and then before I used to serve food, and it was wine, and, you know, talk about wine, talk about food, and trying to sell good stuff. So I guess I would do that. And what do? You know, I'm a family man. I've got a boy, 7 years old boy, and I'm trying to make time for him, spend time with him and my wife, and have a normal family life. I've got quite a square life, funnily enough. You know, I wake up in the morning to take my boy to school, and I enjoy being home. I enjoy, you know, when I'm home, I make a lot of music, and I'm quite close to my friends. So we do a lot of reunion with my friends, and then I live in a lovely place in France where the sun is shining quite a lot, and all my friends around there, they all got big families and lots of kids. So usually on the weekend when I don't work, I usually go with my friends, and, you know, it's about 20 of us with all the kids, and just enjoy life. Just have a good time.
Thank you very much for this interview, Laurent.